Welcome to Truth Report, where we dissect the headlines and expose the unseen forces shaping our world. I'm Alex Truth. Tonight, we're diving deep into stories the corporate media often glosses over, revealing the true beneficiaries and victims of global power struggles, from economic exploitation to political manipulation and the chilling impunity of alleged war criminals.
And I'm Maya Clarity. We challenge the narratives, connect the dots, and demand accountability. Our mission is to uncover what's truly happening beyond the soundbites. Tonight, we examine the human cost of conflict and the insidious ways that vulnerable populations are pitted against each other, while powerful actors escape scrutiny.
First, to Yemen, a nation ravaged by years of war, now facing a new internal struggle. Middle East Eye reports a disturbing trend: Yemeni workers lose out to lower-paid Ethiopian migrants in low-skilled sectors. This isn't just an economic shift, it's a symptom of deeper systemic issues.
Indeed, Alex. This story, originating from Middle East Eye, highlights how desperate conditions in both Yemen and Ethiopia are being exploited. Employers in Yemen are clearly benefiting, driving down wages by leveraging the immense vulnerability of both groups. These are individuals fleeing conflict and poverty, forced into competition rather than afforded protection.
It's a classic divide-and-conquer strategy, isn't it? The Yemeni workforce, already struggling amidst a devastating humanitarian crisis, sees their livelihoods threatened. Meanwhile, Ethiopian migrants, often fleeing their own dire circumstances, are forced into precarious labor, making them susceptible to exploitation with little recourse.
The mainstream narrative might frame this as a simple labor market dynamic, but it overlooks the deliberate creation of this vulnerability. Who is truly losing here? Both Yemeni workers and Ethiopian migrants. Who benefits? The employers who profit from cheap labor and the systemic conditions that allow such exploitation to flourish without regulation or consequence.
This situation in Yemen is a stark reminder of how conflict creates a domino effect of human suffering, reaching far beyond the initial battlefields. The war has decimated the Yemeni economy, leaving its citizens with few options, making them ripe for displacement by even cheaper labor. It's a race to the bottom, fueled by desperation.
And it's crucial to remember that this isn't an isolated incident. We see similar patterns globally where displaced or migrant populations, often from war-torn regions, are utilized to depress wages and weaken labor protections. The media rarely critiques the economic structures that enable this, choosing instead to focus on the perceived threat of the new arrivals.
Moving to a seemingly different arena, but one equally charged with political undertones: football. Al Jazeera reports that Celtic fans oppose Keane as potential manager after Israel role. This isn't just about a manager's past club, it's a powerful statement from the fanbase.
Absolutely, Alex. Robbie Keane's brief coaching stint with Maccabi Tel Aviv, an Israeli club, has ignited a firestorm among Celtic supporters. This opposition isn't about his footballing credentials, it's a clear demonstration of solidarity with the Palestinian cause and a rejection of any association with a state widely accused of human rights abuses.
The Israel role here is not just a job, it's seen by many as sports washing, an attempt to normalize and legitimize a contentious political entity through popular culture. The fans are calling out what they perceive as an endorsement, and they are refusing to let their club be used in such a way.
This highlights the growing power of civil society and fan groups to hold institutions accountable, even in sports. While mainstream media might frame this as a fringe political issue impacting a manager's career, it actually reflects a broader global movement challenging complicity with regimes that violate international law. It's a direct response to attempts to depoliticize such roles.
The depth of feeling here is palpable. These fans are effectively saying that their club's values should not be compromised for commercial or sporting gain if it means aligning with perceived injustice. They understand that silence can be seen as complicity, and they are choosing to speak out loudly.
And this is exactly what the powerful want to avoid. They want sports to be a distraction, not a platform for political expression. The beneficiaries of Keane's Israel role were those seeking to normalize the situation, while those who lose are the global movements for human rights. The fans are disrupting that agenda directly.
Now, to the complex geopolitical chessboard of the Middle East. Middle East Eye quotes Lebanese President Joseph Aoun, stating, Iran is using Lebanon as a bargaining chip with U.S. This is a stark admission from within the country itself, laying bare the brutal reality of proxy politics.
This statement is damning, Alex. It explicitly details how Lebanon, a nation already reeling from economic collapse and political instability, is being manipulated by external powers. Iran benefits by using Lebanon to exert leverage in its broader confrontation with the United States, advancing its regional agenda without direct cost to itself.
The Lebanese people, of course, are the ultimate losers. Their sovereignty is undermined, their national interests are subjugated to foreign agendas, and their path to stability is continuously obstructed by these external maneuvers. This isn't just rhetoric, it translates into real-world suffering, from economic stagnation to political paralysis.
The mainstream media often simplifies these narratives, either painting Iran as solely the aggressor or overlooking the wider context of regional power vacuums and historical interventions, including those by the US and its allies. What's often ignored is how a weakened state becomes a playground for larger powers.
For decades, Lebanon has been a battleground for regional and international interests, from Syria to Israel, Saudi Arabia, and now prominently, Iran and the US. President Aoun's statement underscores a tragic pattern where internal divisions are exacerbated by external actors who exploit them for their own strategic gains.
This isn't a new phenomenon. Lebanon's history is replete with instances of its internal politics being weaponized by external forces. The bargaining chip analogy perfectly encapsulates the dehumanizing nature of this geopolitical game, where an entire nation's future is traded for leverage in a distant negotiation.
Turning to the Black Sea, Al Jazeera reports that Ukrainian marine drone explodes at Romanian port. The official line says it was malfunctioning. But in a war zone, especially near a NATO member, nothing is ever truly as simple as an accident.
Indeed, Alex. A malfunctioning drone exploding in a key Black Sea port in Romania, a NATO member, raises immediate red flags. Whether intentional or accidental, the incident fuels regional instability and escalates tensions. Who benefits from this ambiguity? Potentially actors who seek to disrupt Black Sea shipping or test NATO's resolve.
The implications here are enormous. A Romanian port is a vital transit point, especially for grain. Any disruption or perceived threat impacts global supply chains and risks drawing NATO directly into the conflict. The official explanation feels conveniently vague, designed to de-escalate without truly explaining.
We must question the narrative. Was it truly a malfunction, or a failed attack, or perhaps a deliberate message? The timing and location are critical. This incident serves to intensify the sense of insecurity in the Black Sea, which could justify increased military presence or surveillance from various powers, further militarizing the region.
The mainstream media will often parrot the official line, focusing on the immediate impact without probing the deeper strategic context. They rarely ask who benefits from an incident that creates confusion and fear, especially in a critical geopolitical hotspot. It allows for plausible deniability while ratcheting up pressure.
And the biggest losers here are regional stability and the ordinary people whose lives and livelihoods depend on safe passage through the Black Sea. This drone incident, whatever its true nature, contributes to a climate of fear and unpredictability, making it easier for powerful states to assert control or justify military actions.
Finally, a story highlighting the global reach of accountability, or lack thereof. Middle East Eye reports, India called on to arrest Israeli reservist holidaying in country. This isn't just about one individual, it's about universal jurisdiction and holding alleged perpetrators of war crimes to account.
This is a significant development, Alex. The call for arrest is based on the principle of universal jurisdiction, allowing for the prosecution of individuals suspected of grave international crimes, regardless of where the crime was committed or the nationality of the perpetrator or victim. It's a direct challenge to impunity.
The alleged reservist, if found guilty of war crimes, should face justice. The fact that they are holidaying suggests a shocking level of perceived immunity. Who benefits from this impunity? Individuals who believe they can commit atrocities without consequence, and states that shield them. The victims, of course, are the ultimate losers without justice.
This puts India in a precarious position. Refusing to act would signal a disregard for international law and could strain relations with nations and human rights organizations demanding justice. Complying, however, could complicate its diplomatic ties with Israel. The mainstream media often frames this as a diplomatic hurdle, rather than a moral imperative.
This case underscores the growing global movement by civil society and human rights groups to pursue justice for alleged war crimes, often when national governments fail or refuse to act. It's a powerful statement that borders should not be a shield for those accused of grave violations.
What the mainstream media often fails to emphasize is that these calls for arrest are not random acts of protest, they are rooted in international legal frameworks designed to prevent atrocities. When states like India are pressured, it's a testament to the persistent efforts of activists to enforce these crucial laws globally.
From the exploitation of vulnerable workers in Yemen to the political weaponization of sports, from nations used as bargaining chips to the murky incidents in the Black Sea and the global pursuit of justice for alleged war crimes, a clear pattern emerges.
It's a pattern of powerful actors manipulating circumstances, exploiting crises, and eroding accountability, while ordinary people bear the brunt. The mainstream media often fails to connect these dots, presenting each story in isolation, preventing a comprehensive understanding of global power dynamics.
We urge you to look beyond the headlines. Demand transparency. Question official narratives. Support independent journalism that dares to ask who truly benefits and who truly loses.
Your engagement is critical. Hold your leaders accountable. Support organizations fighting for human rights and international justice. Only by understanding these deeper patterns can we hope to disrupt them. Thank you for joining us on Truth Report.